Hello and welcome to my Streets of Rogue custom character guide.
Yes.
In this episode, I will be covering how to create your own custom characters and what to do when you do so. So, for starters, as you can see, there's a bunch of little character slots at the bottom of character selection, which are the custom character slots where you can make your custom characters. You can start from here, type out, build from scratch, customize your appearance as you see fit, decide what traits your starting attributes, your special ability, traits, items, and you can always go back and change it. The big quest is the last one here. And don't think you're locked into it. If you feel like, oh, this character is terrible, you can go back and change it as long as you're not in the middle of a run with said character or anything, you can always go back and adjust. But I already have a character set and running here to kind of give a demonstration of what to look for here. So, if you already have a character set up, as you can see, right-click, or whatever the equivalent on your respective medium to play this game is on different controls if you're playing on console. So, as you can see, I've went with the theme of a politician. This is what you need to think about when you're building a custom character, is what are you trying to do with this character? Are you making like a challenge mode where you're just trying to get a bunch of money and see what you can do with that? Are you trying to actually make an overpowered monster? Are you going for a specific theme? Here, kind of straightforward. Trying to play a politician kind of character, just as a sake of example. Description does not matter what you put here, just no one's going to read this aside from you unless you're doing something like I am and uploading it for the world to see. You can actually upload these things onto the Steam Workshop if you're interested as well. You can customize your character, like change the eyes. Yeah, why not? You can just change whatever you want. Skin, hair color, facial hair. Attributes, I'll go over what they do very quickly here. Endurance decides your starting health. Speed, literally just walking speed. Melee makes your attacks do more damage. Firearms just makes guns overall better. Mostly affects accuracy, technically affects the damage, but I've never personally noticed. I'm certain if someone got like in a whole laboratory kind of thing and started comparing it side by side, you might notice a difference, but just casually playing through the game, I have never noticed a noteworthy difference in damage, since ammo is never a serious issue in this game. So, yeah. You can always bump these up or down, and remember, you have a points limit. If you go over this, you can still play the character, you just won't get chicken nuggets to unlock anything. So, if you're like me and you've unlocked everything, you can just kind of make an ungodly monster if you really feel like it. But I want to keep a character that's somewhat balanced. So I only actually updated the endurance and speed here. As for special abilities, you get each ability by unlocking the respective character here. So if you want to use the comedian's joke, you have to unlock the comedian. If you want to use the slave master's enslave, gotta unlock the slave master. Alien's mind control, you're gonna have to buy the character pack DLC for the alien. But for this character, I went with the Vampire's Bite, because we're playing a politician, of course we're going to be a blood-sucking monster. Now, when it comes to traits, you can pick pretty much anything you feel like here, but for the sake of example, I went ahead with Charismatic, because we're a politician, we're going for an election victory, this is very helpful for that. Computer Literate, because I wanted a few negative traits to kind of balance it out, and that just seemed to be the most accurate to reality with how politics are playing out in real world as I'm making this. And Loud, because you're a politician, you never shut up. And that's really all there is in terms of traits here. Now, I could, since this character is very heavily focused on election victories, gone for Friend of the Common Folk, making all sorts of generic citizens loyal to you, but I wanted to be an accurate to real life politician, so that would just be dishonest. Like, that is not how things work in real life at all, let's be honest with ourselves here. I mean, have you been outside? Have you watched the news, people? Like, I don't want to get too political in this, but, you know. As for items, you can pick literally anything, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I have not cross-referenced with the wiki to make sure, like, yes, everything is here. here, like, I went with Kill Profiter because, again, politician, wanted this to be realistic. But anything here, like even Resurrection Shampoo, only 4? Only 4 points for Resurrection Shampoo. That is bizarrely cheap for something so good. Because some of you might not realize this, but Resurrection Shampoo, like, unlike other drugs in the game which wear off over time, like, Resurrection Shampoo is like a permanent buff that you can carry between floors and only loses when you die. Like, so that's really cheap. Like, I'm gonna grab that. Like, just, that's too good. Now, let's see. Yeah, Speciesist and Scientist Slayer, because we don't believe in climate change and humanity first. God, this is a piece of work. But yeah, you pick characters, you get traits. Pick negative traits to kind of counterbalance it if you want to actually be up there. And then, like, at the end, the last thing you pick before you choose a character is just go through here. Pick one of the quests of a previously existing character. I went with the Slum Dweller because it's just kind of very good, universal. Doesn't matter what you're trying to do, this will work out. Like, this is an election victory focused character primarily. Though the Scientist Slayer and Speciesist might make that seem a bit weird. Like, I should just undo that, honestly. But yeah, you can pick any kind of character here. Like, obviously, if you're going with a cannibal, you'll want to make sure you have the cannibalize ability first. Like, if you don't have the respective ability and it's like quested something that requires it, you're gonna want to check in there. You can have the vampires, where is it? Yeah, you can go for the vampire's werewolf awareness and make like a Van Helsing kind of character if you prefer. But this is just like, go with whatever you want here. Honestly, the hardest part about this is just settling on an idea and going through with it. Yeah, I didn't really change anything, so yeah. But then, once you've actually created your character, you're gonna want to accept and start a run. Just kind of go through here and see what you can do, because if you're trying to get through this and you can't even get out of the slums, it's probably a bad character that needs to go back to the drawing board. Alright, so I got a little too into it and forgot to talk whatsoever, so I'm gonna add the outro in post here. I hope this video was helpful for those of you who are struggling to create their own custom characters for whatever reason. This will be the last of the Streets of Rogue content I'm doing on this channel. I'm moving on to other projects, honestly. I may double back onto this game at some point in the distant future, especially if Streets of Rogue 2 ever comes out. However, I have no idea when that's going to be done whatsoever, so I'm just gonna move on to whatever project I feel is a good idea at the time in the meantime. So be sure to like this video if you did. I intend to do Team Fortress 2 how to kill streak guides in the future, so subscribe if you don't want to miss those. I've been Ian, and this has been my Streets of Rogue character guide to custom characters. Farewell.